Welcome back to my channel, and this is episode 2 of Hypertrophy Plan. Today we're not training arms, but I am going to teach you how to train properly with lighter weight. 2 pairs of dumbbells here, 4 kilos and 10 kilos, and I'm going to teach you how to get a proper workout. Now I bet you didn't see me there because I'm wearing camera. Jokes aside, this apparel is from Riderwear, nice and fresh. Make sure you check it out. Guys and girls, there's a lot out there for you, a huge range. Use my code Kwame10 to get yourself a solid discount. Make sure you check it out. Now I did say lightweight. I've got 4 kilos here. I'm going to show you how you can challenge yourself with lighter weights. Now when we are talking about training properly with lighter weights, we want to focus on a few elements here. Our first element is our form and technique. Let's take a bicep curl for instance. An easy way to isolate our biceps is to bring our elbows forward. Curl in, rotate our wrist. What we are trying to do here is actually find different ways using correct form and technique to put as much tension on the muscle. So now we're just going to get straight into it. These are some of the elements of hypertrophy that we're going to be using. Our first one is a nice, slow and controlled movement. We're going to be slowing down the eccentric, which is the negative phase, and our concentric phase. Some of you would have learned in my previous video about slowing down the eccentric and concentric phases and the effect it has on the muscle. If you are struggling with activation, I would recommend about 6 seconds up in our concentric phase. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when you get up to the top of the movement, you can give it a 1 second pause. This allows you to get a little bit of a squeeze or contraction on the muscle. Then we can come down really slowly too. So now I'm using only 4 kilos and I'm already starting to feel a nice pump. Look, it might be hot in here too, but my point is you don't need crazy heavy weight to get that muscle activation in. So how can we challenge the muscles even more? And that's where it becomes a big thing because you have little weights. Well look, now if I had it all day, I could actually just train arms, but for the purpose of the video and for the purpose of education, we're going to pick another muscle group and we're going to start off with some legs. What we're going to be doing here is adding the first element, which is pulse reps, okay? With our pulse reps, we're going to be giving it a little short exertion right at the bottom of the movement and then bringing it back up. We're going to be using a squat for this movement. What we're going to be doing is a squat, keeping our chest up, coming down nice and controlled with a pause. Ow. Now I feel that a little bit in my knees. Now, regardless of using light weight or not, you should still warm up. So what do? I'm gonna regress this. I'm gonna go backwards into just normal. Pull my hands forward to maintain that balance. Come down nice and low, pushing my knees out. Trying to get that range of motion to ensure my knees are nice and warm before. So with warm-ups, I'll generally do about 10 to 12 reps. Get some nice control, try to get a full range of motion, get those muscles active, and I can do it for about 2 to 3 sets too. Now that we've actually got our warm-up in, we can move on to our pulse reps. Making sure we're bracing our core, keep our chest up as we come down. Just one little pulse. Even though you are adding tension to the muscle, we want to prolong the time frame that you're doing this. The way I could do this is by increasing the number of reps I'm doing. So it's something like this. Instead of going for like my typical 10 to 12, I'll go for about 15 reps. Awesome, now we get into our next biggest muscle, which is our back. I hope mine is big enough, but what we're going to be doing is a dumbbell row. We're going to be using both hands at the same time. It's going to make it quite challenging, but our next element is an isometric hold. Basically giving it a bit of a pause and a squeeze while we're at the peak of the movement. So I'm just gonna get into it. When we're doing our back row, making sure we keep our chest right up, pull our hips backwards, And what we're going to do is actually, we're going to do this underarm. So we're going to rotate the dumbbells in a supinated position, keeping our chest up. Give it a bit of a squeeze and down. This isometric hold can be even for like 3 seconds. Really feel this. Pull those elbows in, pull those shoulders back. Oh, whoa, what do we got here? We got our baby weights, our 4 kilos. But look, these little ones can be crazy, guys. I guarantee you, you can get some work out of it. What we're going to be doing is some lateral raises. We're going to be alternating and including our isometric hold. So what we're going to do is quite simple. We're going to brace our core, bring it up, get the isometric hold in and up. Now the reason for alternating between arms is so we can get that focus and control specifically on one side. And this is a great way to basically warm up your delts before going into your main set. Now I say this because afterwards you would have got all your focus that you need. So what you can do is progress into a normal lateral raise with both arms. Get a nice isometric hold, bring it down nice and controlled. Now, we've talked about an isometric hold, we've talked about pulse reps. We're gonna move on to some eccentric and concentric reps. So stay with me, fam. Let's go. So, let's just get, oh no more biceps. We are going to be doing RDLs for our hamstrings. With our RDLs, we wanna make sure our core is nicely braced. We're going to be pulling our hips backwards and coming down over 5 seconds for our slow negatives or slow eccentrics. You get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. And we're gonna push our hips forward to bring the weights back up. Keep our chest up, pull our hips back. I can feel that stretch. Come down as low as you can. Pull our hips forward. Squeeze our glutes right at the top of the movement. This is an amazing exercise for your hamstrings and your glutes. While you're watching, guys, you can get off your chair if you want and try this with me with no weights. And I guarantee you, you would feel it. And if you don't feel it, I owe you KFC. Nah, I'm just kidding. You have to do it properly though. Anyway, back to the topic. Let's get a few reps in. You can do about 10 to 12 reps for this and you will feel it. Power movement at the top for contraction of our glutes. And in the later series, we will actually talk about it a little bit more in depth with the benefits of power movements and control movements. So it'll be really good to connect with you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy this. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button, turn on post notifications for more so you don't miss out. And finally, some arms, yay! What I'm going to teach you is how to activate those biceps. You would have watched a few of those and got a few tips from my previous episodes. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it because I guarantee you, you're going to learn a lot. But what we're going to be doing is a concentric phase of the movement. We are using a strict kill. So with this one, what you're trying to do is actually use a wall. So make sure your elbows are tied to the wall and your back is right across the wall. We're going to be doing this concentric phase over 5 seconds. So we're going to come up over 5 seconds. So come up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze at the top and control it down. Now with this, our elbows are not moving backwards and we are actually being forced to use only our biceps with also no momentum across the wall. We're going to be doing this concentric phase over 5 seconds. So we're going to come up over 5 seconds. So come up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze at the top and control it down. Now with this, our elbows are not moving backwards and we are actually being forced to use only our biceps with also no momentum to lift this. So with lighter weights, this can get quite challenging. In fact, right now, my body's trying to tell me to move my back off and trying to get me to cheat, but I want this super strict. So I want you guys to do it strict because I'm doing this strict and I'm struggling. So if I'm struggling, you're gonna struggle too. I'm just kidding. But we are all in it together. And I'm already starting to feel the pump. So for those of you that are actually struggling with the pump or to get a bicep pump, this is an amazing workout for you. Now the concentric phase doesn't only put tension on the muscle, but it's also an activation phase. So it means it's a great way for you to activate those muscles. I can really feel that burn already. Now what we got here, we have to combine in every single movement. Now we're not doing that, guys. We are going to be combining all the elements we have learned. What we're going to be combining is a concentric movement, an isometric hold, eccentric, and some pulse reps. So this is how this is gonna go down. We're going to be doing a shoulder press, bracing our core, keeping it nice and controlled. Now what we're going to be doing to this movement is we're going to be adding a pulse rep. So one pulse and up, one pulse and up. Now we're gonna add some slow eccentrics, slow negatives with a pulse and up, with a pulse and up. Now we're gonna add some slow concentrics, eccentrics, and a pulse. Control, pulse. Awesome. So now how are we even gonna progress this further? We're gonna add an isometric hold right in the middle of the movement on our way down. 1, 2, 3, come down, pulse, isometric hold, and up. Isometric hold, come down, pulse, up. Woo! This is burning. So, oh my, oh my. And you don't need heavy weights for this. That's the beauty of this. So, one of the things I want you guys to realize is you do have weights. If you can actually maintain good form and technique with most of your exercises, you can use these elements to actually improve your workouts. You can improve the intensity of your workouts with these. You can add some more reps, you can add some more sets, but just even increasing that time and attention plays such a huge role. And I hope you guys try it because I want to hear your feedback on it. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Massive shout out to Riderwear Apparel. Make sure you guys check them out. They have some fresh apparel for males and females as well. It's amazing. Use my discount code Kwame10 and shop. Look fresh in the gym. Show off those gains. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. Your boy is out. Peace.